welcome Catherine Martin. Before we get to Moulin Rouge, we need to ask about what you are wearing. You look fabulous.
It's an ode to Satine, the sparkling diamond.
Oh. Yes.
It's from my favourite Prada, who I've had the great pleasure of collaborating with on a number of shows on The Great Gatsby, both with Miu Miu and Prada, the two labels. Miu Miu Prada's been incredibly supportive of our work, and also Miu Miu worked with me on the costumes for Priscilla in Elvis.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you were never going to turn up in tracksuit
No,
pants,
that's
let's be
right.
honest.
If the truth be told, I probably would have.
Oh, I love that.
But I knew I had to. There were expectations.
Now, Moulin Rouge, the musical, it's been running somewhere in the country for the last 2 years. I think like 1 million people across Australia have seen it.
Over 1 million people.
Unreal.
It's absolutely incredible, and we're just so thrilled that the homegrown crowd has embraced the show. And it's been extraordinary that a company like Global Creatures, another extraordinary woman who runs it, Carmen Pavlovich, that she saw the need to make product that was homegrown and that could be developed here in Australia and then be taken to the world. And that's something, certainly a vision that she and Baz share and I share. And I think that's one of the extraordinary things about this show. It's not only killing it here, but we have it in many productions. It's in German, it's in Japanese, it's in Korean. So it's really thrilling.
I mean, it's 20 years or so after the movie. I love Moulin Rouge, the movie. And I can remember thinking when I was watching it, I was like, hang on a second, that track didn't belong in 1890 France. But that's what was so spectacular about it. When you look back at the people who were maybe a bit mad that you'd kind of done that, do you go, sucked in, I was right?
Well, I wasn't the one with the great initial idea. I must give that credit to the impresario, Mr. Baz Luhrmann. But look, I think that's the great pleasure of working with him as a creator, is he has a very forward-thinking process, and I think also he's able to really connect with an audience and find things that will touch and move people from all different walks of life and all different nationalities. So it's about the specific, I think, and also about a kind of very touching and inclusive way of telling stories.
And now you've worked with so many different eras, bringing them to life in your various films and projects. What's your favourite, if you could live in one?
Well, look, that's a very difficult question because each era has to become like a child. There are no favourites because if you start to...
Everyone has a favourite child. We know they do.
Like, you couldn't do the 90s,
I
could
don't.
you?
Egg and Lily, I don't. These women, I don't know what they're saying. Look, I do gravitate very much to the 20s and 30s, but then you will find that the 20s and 30s takes inspiration from other periods, so you kind of go on a snakes and ladders between periods. You'll see that in the 70s there was a great deal of influence that came from the 20s and 30s. There was a very famous, very trendy department store in London called Bieber. If you look it up on the interweb, you will see how all these things kind of fertilise across periods. But yes, I do lean in, particularly in the interior space, into a kind of an Art Deco vibe.
Love that. And I have to ask, were you behind the fish tank in Romeo and Juliet? Because that has really seeded into all of my romantic fantasies, seeing someone through a fish tank. I've been asked to leave aquariums. I've been asked to move along.
When Baz was writing Romeo and Juliet in Miami, because originally we were going to set it in Miami, like in real Miami, and we went there as youngsters, and we went to a club to have dinner that started off as a club, and then you could have dinner and stuff. And he went into the bathroom And it was there in the nightclub bathroom, and that became his starting point. He was
Perfect
washing his
place for
hands and he
inspo.
looked up and he saw a woman across, not me, some other woman across in the thing, and he went, what a wonderful way of connecting through an aquarium.
Oh, and all
rest
these
is
years later,
history,
Nikki
huh?
gets chucked out of aquariums.
But not bathrooms. They're just the place for inspo.
Yeah. Moulin Rouge, the musical, is back in Melbourne now. All the info is on our website, which please thank Catherine Martin.